Or there's a book out, so those of you all can pull it. It's called 1001 People Who Made America.
Yes, sir.
Now, America's almost 400 years old, got almost 400 million people, and out of that, that's by National Geographic.
Yes, sir.
1001 people who made America.
Yes.
When I saw my name listed in that, I called my wife and said, listen to me, baby, do I sound the same? Can you tell I'm your husband? Yeah, why? What's wrong? I'm looking at something. I thought I might have died and went to heaven or the halfway house.
Yes, sir.
I am listed. They killed Malcolm,
right,
and they put him on a stamp.
Yes, sir.
And the only thing good can come out of that is knowing that there's a whole lot of white folks in America that have to lick Malcolm.
That's right.
But the other thing is that King,
yes,
when King was killed, he was one of the most hated people on the planet.
That's right.
And now he's one of the most loved people on the planet. Why?
Yes.
Because why was he so hated? Didn't that much get out of here back in the early days on the civil rights movement?
That's right.
And what we were doing, that was America, PR machine raising that hate up.
Right.
So again, 50% of everybody that's alive in America today was not alive when King was killed.
That's right. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Not alive.
That's right. Yes, sir.
70% of people on the planet was not alive.
Right.
When King, and yet King was so beautiful and so kind that when he eats pancakes in America,
yes,
they got a syrup,
right,
that's made out of maple syrup and Karo syrup.
That's right.
But based on black folks' formula.
That's right. Yes, sir.
And so consequently, when you stop and think about the power that you have after you dead.
Yes.
I mean, King now is one of the most beloved people on the planet.
That's right. Yes, sir.
And New York Times had nothing to do with it.
That's right.
It's after you dead, people say, wow.
Yes.
What a beautiful human being that was.
That's right. Yes, sir.
And so again, I just say, that y'all put some dried beans away.
That's right.
And a hammer.
Yes.
And because awful mess is fixing to come down.
That's right. The Navy beans. Is that correct?
Navy beans. And the reason.
Most Elijah Muhammad told us then. But please continue. Yes, sir.
But Navy beans, it's called Navy beans because it's the only food you can put on a ship that a rat can't eat.
That's right.
Well, what do you mean? Well, a rat's teeth grow every day like your hair.
Right.
So the rat has to keep gnawing and fouling it down or it would choke to death.
That's right. Yes, sir.
And so what does that mean? A Navy bean, again, is the only food you can put on a ship that a rat can't eat.
Right.
Why? Because the fact that his hair grows every day and he's fouling and gnawing and chewing up stuff and spitting it out. He has the strongest jaws of anybody in the planet, stronger than the elephant, the gorilla, and the rhinoceros.
Yes, sir.
And so that's why you have to have a hammer
right.
with your Navy beans because you're going to have to crack them,
right.
turn them into powder. Well, my mama cooked Navy beans. Do you know what it's like when everybody is on a famine fast?
That's right.
And nobody's cooking. And I dare you to cook something there, smell your food, 6 blocks away.
That's right.
And even if you put it away and tell your brothers and sisters, and they laugh at you, and tell them you was just playing, because hunger can be so painful, you forget that's your brother when you fixing to figure that chicken.
That's right. Yes, sir.
And so that's where we are. And I'm just shocked that it's beginning to come out now.
Right.
And there's enough people that will raise the type of hell.
Yes.
That you can just see it.
Yes, that's right. Got to ask your thoughts and comments, Bob. But one of the other stories that we touched on and talked about that's getting ready to go before the Supreme Court, so many cases. But this one in particular is this company, Mirage Genetics, which is talking about having a patent on the American people's DNA. And then, of course, just a few days ago, we saw Michael Douglas come out and say he got cancer from oral sex. But nevertheless, come to find out he's working and pushing for Merck, which, of course, is pushing the HPV vaccine, not just toward little girls, but now also toward little boys. Thoughts and comments first on this Angelina Jolie and Mirage Genetics with that whole breast cancer hoax, and now Michael Douglas. And again, they just had this big conference. I believe one was in Chicago. The other one was in South Carolina with Bill Gates and those that are pushing this whole issue of global depopulation.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes, sir.
And so they realized way back then when this first came out, they had to they had to eliminate about 350,000 people every day.
Right.
They know now that won't work.
Right.
So they got to up the ante.
That's right.
And it's just hard to believe that somebody is working 24 hours a day to kill you.
Yes.
Because there's no more parking space. You got anybody on the line trying to get through?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, but that's a real issue. And then the other issue, again, that is going before the Supreme Court, as I said, Mirage Genetics in 2013, in a few weeks, actually, as I said.
When did it go in for the first time? Has it been there?
Well, I know it was in Australia. It was in the court, I think, in Utah, and now it's moving toward the Supreme Court.
Okay, because you know the little girl that had all the press the day before?
Which one?
Oh, white girl, her and her husband so in love. Oh, God. Big star. She was just in by having both her breasts cut off.
Oh, yeah, Angelina Jolie. That's what we were talking about. Yes, sir.
She was big news about having her breast cut off.
Right.
And then the next day, that genetic course went up to the Supreme Court.
Right.
She's part owner of that.
Yes, sir.
It never stopped. They never stopped tricking that.
Yes, sir. They never stop. One of the other stories that we talked about that I got to get back into and ask your thoughts and comments on the death of Malcolm X's grandson now. He's been buried next to his grandmother and his grandfather in New York City. But there's been more news coming out from Mexico where they've been talking about missing children and missing adults in that same community. Thoughts and comments on, again, his death, and could this be an issue of organ trafficking as we saw perhaps with the death of Trayvon Martin as well?
Well, no, if it is, that's just an afterthought. Well, now we're going to kill him.
Yes, sir.
For instance, 10, 15 years ago, if you was sentenced to die in China by a flying squad,
right,
they'd put a heart around your neck so it would fit right at your heart. That's
right.
what they use as the target.
That's right.
Organ trafficking is so big now, the people that they execute in China, they shoot them in the head and harvest everything down.
That's right.
Now, I don't think Malcolm was killed to get his organs.
Yes.
Too many black folks are just walking down the street.
In Mexico, yes, sir.
They can get the organs.
Right.
I think that was an afterthought. Well, since we're going to kill him, we might as well take these $3,000 pair of shoes. We're not killing him for that.
Right. Yes, sir.
And so, no, little Malcolm, he was under mind control. His mother was under mind control.
Yes.
And I think it's just the thing of the whole white supremacist that you're not dead until you're dead.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that means the whole family.
Right. That's right.
You know, the whole family.
Yes.
That because Malcolm had shocked folks of how he's supposed to be hated, and then he got bigger on white college campuses
Right.
than on black college campuses.
That's right.
So now they take Malcolm down. This happened after Malcolm was killed.
Yes.
They take Malcolm down. Now they got to take down his wife
That's right.
and blame it on a man named Malcolm.
Right.
Now they go after the name. Can you imagine anybody in Germany naming their son Adolf?
Right. That's right.
So they dirty up Malcolm and make it look like our great black leader.
Right.
with all his genius and all his wisdom, was killed by family.
Right.
And I know some people that talked to him,
Yes.
and when he saw the thing that I did on TV,
Right.
I went to Betty's house
Right.
in Yonkers, New York,
Yes.
the next day.
Yes, sir.
Talked to her neighbors. She said 4 men with hoods on. Now,
Right.
she wasn't talking about Ku Klux Klan hoods.
Yes, sir.
She wasn't talking about Klan. She didn't know if they were black or white. But say these men came in and they threw the firebomb.
Right.
Now, Malcolm was little.
Yes.
They took him outside and let him go in the street in the rain.
Mm.
Malcolm heard that interview I did,
Right.
and he put on his Facebook, "Get Gregory was right." That's what happened.
Right.
Now, he wasn't trying to say, "Oh, I didn't do this." He know as a little child what they did to him.
Yes, sir.
And so, consequently, the only thing I could say,
Yes.
and then they had people sending him different places with no money.
Right.
He going to Mexico with no money.
Right. Yes, sir.
He's supposed to meet with some drug thugs.
Mm.
He didn't know,
Right.
but it made it look like he was part of something
Right.
that was illegal.
Yes.
And so all I can say is thank you for this type of show.
Yes, sir.
Well, this can get out. There's a whole lot of people got information now.
Right. That's right. Yes, sir.
And so, and again, I do these shows all over the country.
Yes.
There is no show like yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir.
There is no show like yours.
Thank you.
And if you think you can get this in NBC and CBS,
Yes.
I mean, you come up with stuff, man, that the FBI have to come and ask you, how'd you know?
Yes, sir.
They don't touch you because when you get this type of information, and they got $1 trillion industry
Right.
trying to hide it, and you get it anyway.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes you get stuff before it even happens, seems like.
Yes, sir.
I miss a day's news.
Right.
I'm scared to tune on and listen to you. I might have found out I got killed last night.
Yes, sir. Speaking of killing, before we wrap up, got to ask your thoughts and comments coming up on this Trayvon Martin or the trial of George Zimmerman, which I believe they'll use that similar to as they did with the Rodney King trial and that whole verdict in terms of some breakouts, so-called riots, rebellions that may go around the country right now, as they were planning to do with the death of Dr. King in 1968 with that whole, trying to think, King Alfred plan, that I believe that all of that is in effect now with what is going on in the country and where this country is
King, they killed King.
Yes, sir.
Because King didn't have no secrets.
Right.
King wasn't talking about bombing nothing.
That's right.
King wasn't mad.
Right.
He could have been, but his Christian thing in him.
Right.
He wore it to the max.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
That's right.
And so what they was planning on doing was overthrowing the government.
Right.
And they knew killing King, they got to overthrow it so it don't scare other nations.
Right.
They know in killing King, with the riots that they would be promoting,
That's right.
and legitimate ones,
Right.
the world would see one city after another, 50, 60 cities going up.
That's right.
And when they threw the military in and declared martial law,
Right. That's right.
nobody would have suspected.
Yes.
Trayvon, I think this is right out organ stealing.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
They do it every night,
That's right.
and they hadn't planned on the black press getting involved.
Right.
And it happened, and then all once they got caught, and they wasn't ready for it. They wasn't ready for a guy who killed him not to even be carried in that night.
Yes, sir.
Not to even, but they've been doing it. They're doing it now. They're getting ready to kill a bunch of them tonight while we talking.
That's right.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
In the hospital. See, when I was a little boy, we used to go to movies and see movies like The Body Snatcher.
Right.
That was old days in Budapest.
Yes, sir.
When to be a good doctor, you had to have 20,000 minimum cadavers that you went into.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Right.